Most people will sleep through this window and call tomorrow ordinary. You will not. Because tonight, on May 14th, at 10:34 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the Sun meets Mercury in exact conjunction, a measurable astronomical alignment, where the two appear fused from Earth's perspective, and something inside your thinking can reorganize with it. Quietly, precisely, irreversibly, thoughts that felt tangled may suddenly line up like iron filings around a magnet. Answers you chased for weeks may arrive the moment you stop forcing them. Before this window closes, you will understand three things. First, what this celestial meeting is, and why rare moments of exact alignment have always been treated as openings in awareness. Second, which signs feel the strongest pressure, and what this event demands from them now. Third, the exact practice that turns confusion into direction so you do not waste the signal. You felt the buildup already. Restless sleep, pressure behind the eyes, the urge to clean your space, the need to speak less, the sense that something is near but unnamed. That was not random. That was tension gathering before release. The Sun symbolizes illumination. Mercury symbolizes cognition, language, memory, pattern recognition. When they merge, perception can sharpen. The static lowers. What was blurry becomes outlined. What was hidden becomes harder to ignore. And because this meeting happens in Taurus, the message arrives through reality, through money, through the body, through routine, through the simple truth you can no longer postpone. Taurus is Earth. It asks what is sustainable, useful, repeatable, worth building. So this is not a night for glittering distractions or dramatic promises. It is a night for honest numbers, clean boundaries, practical truth, and one decision that changes the next season of your life. Some of you have been trying to think your way out of a problem that requires action. Some have been waiting for permission that will never come. Some already know the answer and have been calling it uncertainty because certainty would require courage. That ends here. Watch how the body reacts when truth gets close. Shoulders drop, jaw unclenches, breath deepens, or tension spikes because the old story knows it is losing ground. Your system often knows before your language does. This is why silence matters tonight. Noise can drown the signal. Stimulation can scatter the message. If you flood your senses, you may miss the sentence meant to free you. There are nights for escape. There are nights for entertainment. This is a night for reception. Ancient sky watchers track its conjunctions because they understood timing. Farmers read seasons. Sailors read stars. Builders studied cycles before lifting stone. Human beings have always survived by recognizing when to move, and timing is the hidden power here. You do not need a miracle tonight. You need alignment. A clear thought at the right moment can alter more than years of frantic motion in the wrong direction. One message sent, one expense cut, one truth admitted, one plan simplified, one room cleaned, one boundary spoken. Small doors swing on precise hinges. That is Taurus wisdom. Slow does not mean weak. Simple does not mean small. Quiet does not mean empty. If your instincts brought you here, listen carefully. Something is ready to become obvious. Something is ready to become easier. Something is ready to become yours again. Your attention, your clarity, your next move. The days leading into this meeting were not empty space. They were pressure systems forming beneath the surface of your life. Recent energy may have brought more options, more ideas, more emotional volume, more tabs open in the mind. But expansion without clarity becomes overwhelming. More roads with no chosen direction. More noise with no conclusion. That is why this moment matters now. It is the funnel after the flood, the beam after the fog, the sorting mechanism after excess input. You may notice memories resurfacing, conversations replaying, a sentence someone said weeks ago suddenly making sense. This is how insight often works. Not as fireworks, as rearrangement. The same facts in a new order. the same life through a sharper lens. Tonight, the mind seeks coherence, fewer contradictions, fewer leaks, fewer hidden costs. Taurus does not negotiate with fantasy for long. It asks, does this nourish or drain? Does this grow roots or steal energy? Does this create value or consume it? That question may appear in your relationships, calendar, spending habits, work, or self-talk, especially self-talk. Many minds are exhausted not from workload, but from internal conflict, saying yes while meaning no, wanting change while defending habits, asking for peace while feeding chaos. The body pays for every contradiction. Tight neck, shallow breath, racing thoughts, late-night hunger, random irritation. The system keeps score. And when Mercury meets the Sun, the ledger becomes visible. Some viewers will feel a sudden desire to organize drawers, inboxes, files, debts, unfinished tasks. Respect that urge. Outer order can help inner order lock into place. Some will feel emotional, even though this is a mental transit. Respect that too. Clear thought can release trapped feelings. Tears may be pressure leaving the system. Fatigue may be resistance burning off. Hunger may be a call for grounding. Drink water. Eat something steadying. Touch the floor with bare feet. Return signal to body. Because the mind is not floating above you. It lives through chemistry, pulse, breath, and nervous system. Tonight's clarity becomes stronger when the body feels safe. You may also notice impatience with nonsense. Long explanations that say nothing. Promises with no plan. Performative urgency. This is not cynicism. It is discernment, sharpening. Let it sharpen without turning cruel. Truth does not need hostility to be true. Another layer of this transit is voice. Mercury governs speech. Taurus rules the throat. Words carry unusual weight now. A sentence can anchor peace or ignite chaos. Speak slower. Mean what you say. Remove extra language. There is medicine in precision. If a conversation matters, choose timing and tone with care. If a confession is due, make it clean. If an apology is needed, make it complete. If a boundary must be set, make it simple. Long speeches often disguise weak truth. Short truth lands deeper. There is also financial intelligence available now. Not lottery fantasy, structural intelligence. What is overpriced in your life? What habit quietly drains resources? What asset you ignore? What skill could be valued if respected? What purchase is emotional anesthesia dressed as necessity? Money is frozen time and directed energy. Taurus understands this. Your wallet often reveals your unspoken values more honestly than your words do. Tonight, some values are being renegotiated. If that feels uncomfortable, good. Growth often begins as friction. Like a seed splitting underground. Like ice cracking before the river moves. Like ink drying into permanence. This is not punishment. It is calibration. And now the pressure becomes personal. Taurus feels this first because the conjunction lands in your field of identity. This is personal. You may feel suddenly done with an old version of yourself, the role you performed, the image you maintained, the standard you inherited but never chose. You are not being asked to become louder. You are being asked to become truer. Watch what you can no longer pretend to enjoy. Watch what your body rejects immediately. Watch where energy returns when you stop performing. Decisions around appearance, self-worth, money, routine, and boundaries carry unusual force now. If you have delayed claiming your value, the cost of delay becomes visible. If you have undercharged, overgiven, minimized yourself, or waited for recognition, this transit pushes correction. Not through drama, through fact, through numbers, through the realization that depletion is not virtue. Your breakthrough may look humble, a sleep schedule, a savings plan, a training routine, one task completed daily. Repetition builds destiny more reliably than inspiration. Leo feels this through pride, visibility, and career direction. You may realize a path that looked impressive, no longer feels alive. Or a role you mastered has become too small for who you are becoming. This can trigger defensiveness. Good. Defensiveness reveals where ego is guarding expired territory. The question is not whether you are talented. The question is whether your talents serve your actual future. Career structures, authority dynamics, leadership style, and public image come under review. If you are leading from exhaustion, the body will tell you. If you are hiding brilliance to avoid visibility, restlessness will tell you. There may be one conversation with a superior, client, or audience that clarifies everything. Listen beneath the words. What is truly being requested? Where are you needed? Where are you merely performing? Praise rises and falls like weather. Real value compounds quietly. Build what lasts. Scorpio receives this through relationships. Other people may become the delivery system for your truth. A partner's comment, a friend's boundary, a stranger's behavior, a silence that says enough. Do not dismiss emotional reactions now. They are indicators. If someone's choices trigger intense emotion, ask what hidden wound was touched. If someone's steadiness feels soothing, ask what part of you is ready for peace. Scorpio often survives through depth, secrecy, resilience, and strategic control. But control can become a cage when it blocks nourishment. This transit asks where trust is possible and where it is not, which bonds are reciprocal and which survive on your emotional labor alone. Some will speak a truth long withheld. Some will end a pattern quietly. Some will finally receive honesty from another and realize they no longer need to investigate what is obvious. Your power tonight is not in reading minds. It is in believing what is shown. Aquarius feels this in foundations, home, belonging, and long-range structure. Big ideas require stable floors. Vision needs wiring, rent, calendars, habits, maintenance. Some will feel called to move, redecorate, declutter, repair family dynamics, or redefine safety itself. Others will confront the emotional cost of living in environments that drain the nervous system. Home is not just a place. It is the field from which the mind operates. If the field is chaotic, clarity leaks. If the roots are neglected, innovation becomes brittle. Family patterns may also surface. Scarcity thinking, emotional distance, the belief that usefulness matters more than feeling. Tonight, insight can break old loops if practical action follows awareness. Rearrange the room. Make the call. Set the boundary. Create the budget. Buy the lamp. Cook the meal. Small acts of care become revolutionary when repeated. For everyone else, the message still applies. No sign is excluded from clarity. There are also behaviors to avoid because they scatter what is trying to concentrate. Doom scrolling, impulsive texting, arguing to be right, panic purchases, signing agreements without reading details, ignoring fatigue, multitasking during important conversations, clinging to outdated plans because they are familiar, fear-based money choices, constant background noise. Avoid excess stimulation tonight. Avoid performative busyness. Avoid telling yourself you need one more sign before acting on what you already know. You have enough data. What you need is courage and sequence. Now the practice. Turn off your phone for 10 minutes. Sit where your spine can lengthen. Place both feet on the floor. Exhale longer than you inhale 3 times. Write the single problem taking the most mental space. Name it clearly. Then, write 3 practical next steps. Not 20. 3. Speak one clear intention out loud. I choose. I begin. I stop. I release. I commit. Drink water slowly. Delete one distraction immediately. Remove an app. Clear a tab. Cancel a drain. Unsubscribe from noise. Then complete one physical action connected to your list before sleep. Send the email. Open the spreadsheet. Clean the desk. Book the appointment. Move the money. Fold the clothes. Action seals insight into matter. Without action, clarity becomes entertainment. With action, clarity becomes architecture. Some expect transformation to feel mystical. Sometimes it feels like taking out the trash. Sometimes it feels like saying no once. Sometimes it feels like going to bed on time 3 nights in a row. Respect ordinary power. The universe often enters through unglamorous doors. When this window passes, many will say nothing happened because they were waiting for fireworks. You will know better. A sentence changed. A pattern ended. A standard rose. A fog lifted. If you are hearing this before or just after May 14th, 10:34 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, you are still inside the message of this window. If this message found you at the right hour, trust that your instincts are alive and working. Write in the comments, "I received clear direction tonight." Then step away from the noise and meet yourself where the signal is strongest.